Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Compendium of Discomfort. This is part 4 of the best Japanese movies of 2025, and I know it's getting ridiculously long, but what can we do? It needs to be done. Sometimes you just need to be consistent in your choices, even though they might not be the best ones. But anyway, so let's just talk about more movies. And just a little thing I noticed the other day when I watched A Man, a very, very fantastic movie about the question, who am I? Yeah, by Kei Ishikawa. You should watch it. And in this movie is an actor that's Masataka Kubota. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my god, this dude is really good. And that reminded me that first he was really good in Heroes Island last year. So he should have been somehow like on my mind when I chose my favorite actors. And he was the best thing about A Bad Summer, which was on my not so great list. But every scene he showed up in was much better than the rest of the movie. I felt like he's the guy who understands what this movie should be. And good dude. I just wanted to mention him because I felt a little bit bad for not mentioning him, because he's really cool. He's really good. He's a good boy. And just wanted to mention that. And let's get back to the show. As usual, we'll start with Rolf. So we'll get to Mr. Sakamoto, and then we get to me. And what's left, we have the best performances, female performances, and we have the 10 best movies. So Rolf's best female performances, as usual. He has the movies that he watched last year. I have the movies that got released last year. And Yugo Sakamoto does whatever he wants because he's not really included in the planning of this. He just said what he likes, and I just tell you what he said. And that's it. Same as last video, we are getting back here to this gloomy hooded darkness to talk about Rolf's 5 worst female performances. And number 5 is Megumi Okina, St. John's Award 2001, plays a double role, which makes her performance double worse. Wouldn't it be double bad? I don't know, double worse? I don't know, sounds funny. Now 4, Hana Toyoshima, Bullet Train Explosion 2025, struggles hard with an already badly written role, The Evil Laugh, oh my. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Then, yeah, it wasn't exactly the highlight of the movie, but I enjoyed it. It was fun, it was nice, it was cute. Number 3, Mirei Kiritani, No Longer Heroine, 2015, tries to do a funny, over-the-top cartoon character and fails miserably. Okay. Some people just can't do over-the-top comedy cartoon stuff, so maybe. Number 2, doesn't surprise me at all, Nana Komatsu, It Comes 2018, my arch enemy. Cannot stand her pissed off looks, ruins every movie she's in. The worst. I've never been a big Nana Komatsu fan. I would really struggle to find anything where she was actually really good. I think, was she in Destruction Babies and wasn't bad there? Maybe, let's see. Yeah, she was in Destruction Base, and at least I don't remember her being bad there, so, yeah. Number 1 is Yu Kurosawa, Isola from 2000, who actually managed to overtake Nana Komatsu in this ranking. which tells you everything you need to know about her abilities. Yeah, I would still, when in doubt, always go with Kana Hashimoto as the worst actress, at least the worst professional actress in Japanese cinema. I think she can even beat Nana Komatsu. I think I didn't see any Kana Hashimoto movies this year, so she wouldn't be on my list. But yeah, I don't want to choose bad performances. It's too hard for me. So let's get back to the good stuff. Yeah, we have here number 10. Hako Yamasaki in Heaven's Story stands out in already outrageously great ensemble cast. And I have no idea what movie this is, so let's take a look. Heaven's Story by Takahisa Sese. Okay, I see. Let's go through with Moeki Tsuruoka, yeah, who hasn't done all that much. We have Tomoharu Hasegawa, who was in Once Upon a Crime, which I recently watched, and Kana Hashimoto didn't make me cry, so that's a good thing. He was in Gintama as well, so yeah, comedy guy here, no? And there's a Shugo Ushinari from All About Lily Chocho or Blue Spring or Battle Royale 2, which is a very fun movie. You should like it. We have Jun Murakami from Ritual or Himizu Cutie Honey. Yeah. There's some good people there. Yeah, Noriko Eguchi, Swing Girls and stuff. So yeah, but here Mr. Sese is one of the directors that I have watched very little of, but I always feel like his movies look like stuff that I would like. And he did Moonchild, that movie with Gact and Hyde. So, yeah, don't know what to think of that. I still haven't watched. I'm scared. Anyway, yeah, so cool. Then we have Kaho Tsuchimura in The Real Thing. We mentioned The Real Thing before. Here the harmonium director, and she gives a compelling performance as a mysterious woman who enters the life of a womanizer. Cool. I'm still sure it's a very good movie. Then we have Akiko Ushidari, Living in Two Worlds, 2024 by Mipo O. Plays a deaf mother who thereby has to completely rely on body language and does a fantastic job in that regard. Yeah, I mentioned I missed that movie in the cinema because I found out that it's a Mipo O film after it was basically out of cinema. So yeah, I will get to that someday. I'm pretty sure it's pretty great. We mentioned a few times her next movie here, the How Dare You, which was very cute as well. I have Mariko Tsutsui, who is always good here in Ripples 2023, as a cult member who has to deal with the return of her pathetic husband, one of the most underrated actresses she always deliver. I don't know if she is actually underrated. Can you underrate Mariko Tsutsui? I don't know. I mean, not all that many people talk about her, but she was in a lot of very popular movies or movies that people like Anti-Porno or Harmonium, A Girl Missing. So she did a lot of really good stuff. Yeah, Welcome to the Quiet Room was pretty good as well. So I don't know if she's actually underrated. I think people who like Japanese movies know her and know that she's very good. So I'm not sure if she's actually underrated. She was in Hard-Boiled Recipe as well, which finally got a DVD release in 2025 and is still a very nice movie that should get more attention. Yeah, then Hana Sugisaki, already mentioned a few times. Today, this time here in The Promised Land from 2019, as a teenager caught in a shady small town mystery. Hana Sugisaki, always wonderful. Great, and I'm sure she did a good job here as well. I don't know this movie. Then with Rinku Kikuchi in Yoko 2023 plays a deeply troubled, socially awkward woman who goes on a road trip to attend her father's funeral. Her father, played by Joe Odagidi, hilarious, quite disturbing movie in parts, but very, very good, especially her performance, absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite movies of that year. I don't know if it actually was in 2023 or if it got released in 24. I have no idea. I forgot. But it's really good. It's really fantastic. Her performance is absolutely amazing. And no, must have been 23. I guess. Let's see here. Best of 23. Yeah, I put it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of that year. Number 7 of 2023, a stacked year full of fantastic movies. And yeah, great stuff. Yoko, wonderful. You should watch it if you can. Then with Kanai Han in Yamato, California, as a teenager trying to escape the boredom of her life, from 2023. It's a movie by Daisuke Miyazaki. That's the guy who did Videophobia, which I still haven't watched. Looks very interesting. Osaka dude. But he was born in Yokohama. But I think Videophobia was an Osaka movie. I might be wrong. But yeah. Anyway. So I guess I have to check what he did there, because yeah, like I said, the other one looks really interesting and fun. Maybe I will give that a try. Then we have again Hanasugi Saki, Ichiku 2023. Plays a very complex character, providing a very nuanced performance, to say the least. Maybe the best Japanese actress of her generation. Yeah, maybe. Totally possible. I will not fight that. Yeah. Then we have Yoko Maki in Undercurrent. I already mentioned. I missed that. Evil Me plays a middle-aged woman trying to comprehend why she was left by her husband out of the blue. Yeah. Good. Probably good. Always Imaizumi, was it his name? Always delivers good stuff. I haven't seen any of his movies, I think, that I didn't like, so I guess I will enjoy Undercurrent when I finally watch it. Yeah, Imaizumi. Let's see, what did he do? Was there anything bad? No, it's all good movies. Great guy. And then here, number 1, Kumi Takeuchi, A Balance 2020, gives an utterly impressive performance as a director who tries to clean up other people's messes. Yeah, can't argue with that. A good movie, good performance. We already talked a little bit about it, and yeah, good stuff. So let's get to Rolf's top 10. Diamond Dallas Page here, right? Yeah. Number 10, A Heaven's Door by Michael Arias, 2009. Terminally ill guy takes a teenage girl from the same hospital ward on a road trip in order for her to see the ocean before she dies. Circumstances lead to them having some mobster and the whole police force on their trail. A wonderful Carpe Diem road trip scenario which easily puts Til Schweiger's original to shame, as it adds the Japanese heart to the story and totally got to me. I don't know if I need a remake of Knockin' on Heaven's Door and this whole plot of, I want to see the sea before I die. It's a little bit overdone. It doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. I'm just surprised that, yeah. And who is Michael Arias? Did he do anything else? Oh, that's the Tekken King Creed guy. King Creed. Yeah, cool. Didn't know he did a remake of Heaven's Door. But I remember watching Harmony at the Nippon Connection. And like I said, a movie must be really bad for me not to have fun at the Nippon Connection. And this one, I walked out and I think I listened to someone maybe actually talking to him or the other director. There are two directors. I forgot. No, probably this one because they spoke English, I think. And complaining about the issues making this movie. It's really, really bad. It's really awful. I didn't like it at all. And this Tekken Concrete I know is a very, very Tekken King Creed is a very well-liked movie that looks pretty cool, but I haven't really watched it yet. Maybe someday. Yeah, but Knocking on Heaven's Door remake, I don't know. Then The Blue Bird 2008, Kenji Nakanishi, a substitute teacher, takes care of a high school class who bullied a student, leading to attempted suicide. How to deal with bullying, an utterly difficult and complex matter, and this movie understands that. This is actually a movie with Hiroshi Abe, by Kenji Nakanishi. Kenji Nakanishi hasn't done anything I know, but okay, Hiroshi Abe is always good. Ayumi Ito? Who was Ayumi Ito? Oh, Ayumi Ito from All But Lily Chucho, Hala and Alice, Tokyo, Labyrinth of Cinema. Cool, yeah. It's always scary seeing Hiroshi Abe being young. Wow. Okay, then we have My Uncle, 2016, Nobuhiro Yamashita, a very lazy philosopher, travels to Hawaii with his nephew in order to achieve true love. The most fun of Nobuhiro Yamashita's slacker stories, which present one of the most hilarious characters in cinema history, and who else but Ryohei Matsuda to play this guy who tries to achieve the biggest goals with the least amount of effort. Yeah, we mentioned it with the best male performances. Rolf had him in there. Of course, Nobuhiro Yamashita. Great director, actually. The guy who made Linda, 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 or Let's Go Karaoke, or La 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 at Rock Bottom. He made a lot of good stuff. And so I'm absolutely convinced that I will like this movie. And Ryohei Matsuda looks like everyone else, but not the Ryohei Matsuda. He's here like in a Hawaiian shirt with like round glasses and stuff. Looks hilarious. I need to watch this movie. This must be wonderful. Then we have the Colors Within. Colors Within. We remember this anime. It's very good. I liked it very much. By Naoko Yamada, 2024, two Catholic boarding school students secretly form a band with an introvert guy. Naoko Yamada did it again. She has such a good and sensitive ear for teenage troubles and presents a very heartwarming love letter to friendship and music. And the music is actually good. And I think, did they play the whole concert at the end? I think something like that. And it's a very nice, very cute movie. The art style is very good. And it's just a wonderful thing. Watch it if you can. It should have been released at least in the US. It shouldn't be all that difficult to find. Then here, Heaven's Story by Takahisa Seisei. A teenage girl who is traumatized by the murder of her family tries to talk a new family father who also lost his wife and kid to kill the perpetrators, who was just released from prison. The theme of evil something, also explored by Hamaguchi lately, is laid out in all its complexity here, told as a 4.5-hour tense thriller drama which does show consequences but denies us easy answers. Evil does exist. Okay. Who would have guessed that? Evil exists. Just look at the world right now. Yeah, Heaven's Story, we talked about that before a bit. Yeah, I guess I've got to watch that as well. Yeah, long. I have Wolf Children by Mamoru Hosoda, 2012. After a boyfriend, a wolfman, dies, a young mother moves to the countryside in order to safely raise their 2 children, who are half human, half wolf. A wonderful movie about parenting, which uses the wolf element as an obvious metaphor for being different, as in being disabled or different in any other way. And I think that's the movie Rolf recommended to me when I said that I don't like what's her name, Scarlett, and I'm not convinced that Hosoda is one of the greatest anime directors ever. So yeah, he recommended this one, and I'm sure it's a good many people love it, and why not? Hosoda is not bad. It's just not top tier anime directors. Not up there. I don't think so. Anyway, number 4, Image of a Mother, 1959. Hiroshi Shimizu. A young boy is expected to accept his stepmother, but is still deeply troubled by the death of his real mother. For me, Hiroshi Shimizu is the master of emphasizing with children, and never ever have I felt more touched by such a story. Okay, yeah, I have to catch up with Shimizu someday. Yep, next one, Happy End. We talked about it. I loved Happy End when it was in cinema. By Neosoda, 2024. About a group of high school friends who have to deal with Japan turning into a surveillance state. A Typhoon Club meets 1984. Very intelligent commentary on Japan's very questionable politics from the perspective of the young generation. It's a great movie. It's wonderful. It's amazing. For me, it was more about the vibes in general than the story, but yeah, it's really good. Really nice to see always like young people complaining about the situation the world is in, because the world is in a very bad situation, and you should complain. Everybody should be angry. Just be angry at the world, be angry at the politicians, be angry. We have so much going on. Awful. Anyway, number 2, Being a Natural, 2018 by Tadashi Nagayama. A middle-aged slacker who lives at a house owned by his moody uncle in the countryside faces trouble when a Tokyo family wants to turn it into a fancy cafe. Wow, this has to be the most unique quasi-feel-good movie ever. It's both mocking and embracing it at the time. Yeah? It's both mocking and embracing it at the time, and goes such unexpected ways, which almost kicked me off my armchair. Ultimate WTF ending. Okay. Let's this one's a drama movie. We just talked about it before. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Gotta check that. Then number 1, we have Colorful, 2010 by Keiichi Hara. Giving a second a chance, a dead soul reincarnates in the body of a teenager who killed himself. Living can be hard, painful, even unbearable. So at times one might need a reminder of how to live, to hold on and keep on fighting. That sounds to me a lot like the movie Homestay, which was quite nice. Not all that great that I would say that was the best thing I've seen all year, but yeah, sounds very similar. So maybe if Rolf, if you like this, I don't know, have you seen Homestay? Yes, you have seen it. Okay, yeah, but sounds to me like a very similar movie. So yeah, was a good one. So anyway, that's Rolf. Oh, and I forgot, because I basically did his list from bottom to top. I completely forgot his introduction. I will read it now. So, watched 168 Japanese movies for the first time in 2025 and categorized those in gold, silver, and bronze, with some honorable mentions added. Also added my most wanted list for movies I'm dying to watch from 2025, plus the shit list for movies which didn't make me happy. Lastly, there's also the whole actors list for male, female performances, with best and worst included. Thank you very much, Rolf. It's always a pleasure to have your stuff in here, and yeah, it's always wonderful to talk about it and to get some other opinions in there as well. So, speaking of other opinions, we have 2 more movies that Yugo Sakamoto liked, and it's quite funny. Number 2, we just talked about it in my silver category. That's a Tokyo Taxi. Wonderful. And then his number 1 is the new Tokyo MER movie, which I was like, why? I think everybody there was like, why? Seemingly he went completely crazy on this and recommended it to everyone all around. So I had to watch it before I make this video. It's a Tokyo MER Nankai Mission, and it's basically, it feels like a tokusatsu show for adults. It's a medical team that saves people here in the sea south of Japan, and there's a volcanic eruption and people are in danger, so this team goes out to save the people. It's directed by Aya Matsuki, who hasn't done all that much, a lot of Tokyo MER. And then in the cast you have some very famous people. You have Ryuhei Suzuki, who is amazing as always. He's so good. I just watched City Hunter, was fantastic. But you know him from Hentai Kamen. No, but really, he's a fantastic actor. No matter how stupid his roles are, he's always delivering. In Last of the Wolves, he was so terrifying, so great. And yeah, here he's this super professional doctor, and like his professional voice is so funny. It amused me a lot. And yeah, when it suddenly shifts to a normal voice, you know, oh my god, now stuff is going wrong, because he can't even keep his professional voice. He's amazing. He's the highlight of this movie. They have a Kento Kaku, who was, for example, in Psychic Kuso or in Otakoi. So a lot of here Mr. Fukuda movies, Yuichi Fukuda. We have Nanao, who was, for example, in Lumberjack the Monster or Gintama or a Mole Song. We have Yusuke Eguchi, who was, for example, April Story or Swallowtail, Butterfly or the Kenshin movies, or Blood of the Wolves. And we have Yuriko Ishida, who is usually a voice actress for Ghibli stuff like Momononoke or Poppy Hill or Pompoko, but did a lot of acting as well. We have Mahito Takasugi, who was, for example, World of Kanako, Before We Vanish. We have anyone else who's... Or here we have Shingo Tsurumi, who was, for example, Shin Godzilla or Dead or Alive. And yeah, that should be enough. A big, glorious cast for a TV movie. And the funny thing is, like I said, that's this team, they have a ship, and on the ships they have this cool medical truck that can like transform a bit, and you can do surgery and all these funky things. And it's like the laziest writing impossible. It's like 100% Deus Ex Machina, the movie, and it's really funny. It could have been something like Sorcerer, like they're driving on this island with their truck, and suddenly there are like rocks on the street, and they need to get rid of the rocks while the volcano is like erupting and stuff's gonna happen. So you could go like full professionals at work in the most dangerous situations, but it's always like someone suddenly shows up and gives you the solution. It's like really like dopamine junkie, one injection after the other. It just gets bigger, more dangerous, and always like building up tension and releasing it immediately so you feel happy. And it's just like really junky writing. It feels like TikTok the movie, because you just get happy thing after happy thing after happy thing, everything that makes you happy just continuing. And you can hate that, you can think it's lazy and stupid, or you can just embrace it and love the melodrama and just enjoy it. It's quite funny. It's by far not the best movie of the year. Sorry, Hugo. Can't agree with that. Your movies are better. It's so funny that this guy puts a movie at the top of the list that's like much worse than the stuff he does himself. It's funny, it's glorious, it's wonderful. I had fun. I enjoyed it quite a lot. But it's not the best movie of the year. By far not. But I feel motivated to watch more of Tokyo MER, even if it's just for Suzuki. He's so good. He's such a good boy. Little detour. While I wasn't editing this video, stuff happened, and there's more stuff that says, hey, these were the best things that happened this year in Japanese cinema. For example, Coco got nominated for an Oscar for hair and makeup, and congratulations. Why not? It's, like I said, at some point, it's a movie that should get an Oscar. It's not nominated for the best international film, which it should be, I think, but yeah. I mean, Japan had better movies. Maybe they should have chosen another one. But speaking of Academy Awards, the Japanese Academy Awards announced their nominees, and I will just give you a short run through, so maybe you've got an idea which movies on my list are generally more appreciated or not as appreciated. I give you a hint, The Romantic Killer is not nominated anywhere as far as I saw. Yeah, but let's just run through it. I will do it as quick as I can, and then we get back to the main show. First, we have the newcomer actors who are, I think there's no competition, it's just everybody gets a prize. And that's Misato Morita for Nightflower. Good choice. We have Ai Mikami for Kokuho. We have Takaya Matsutani for One Last Throw, a movie about a blind baseball player, if I'm correct. We have Ryota Bando for Bakudan, or Suzuki Equal Bakudan. And we have Runa Nakashima for Tokyo Taxi. We have Noah Shiroyama for 5 cm per second. And we have Yamato Koji for Exit 8. And he's probably the best part of that movie, I would say. He's funny. I like him. Anyway, yeah, we have the best international movie. That's F1. That's one battle after another. That's Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, Twilight of the Warriors, and Conclave. Yeah. And then we have Best Editing. That's Bakudan, First Kiss, Exit 8, Tokyo Taxi, or Kokuho. Then we have Best Sound Recording. That's again Bakudan, Kokuho. 366 Days, I guess, would be the English title. Tokyo Taxi, and again Takarashima. Is it not Kokuho? Kokuho again. Kokuho was before. That's Takarashima as whole Heroes Island. Yeah. Then we have, what's that called? That's like art style, art stuff. We have Muromachi Budai. I forgot the English title. It was a pretty fun movie. movie which got a very generic title. Oh, Samurai Fury. Yeah. Oh, in Germany it's Muromachi Outsiders, and in English I don't know. It seems to be Muromachi Outsiders or Samurai Fury. I have no idea. Anyway, it was a good movie, a little bit Robin Hood-esque. I liked it. It was good. Then we have Takashima, so Heroes Island, Tokyo Taxi, Kokoho, Suzuki. Then we have Best Music, Tokyo Taxi, Heroes Island, Kokoho, 366 Days, and Bakudan. Then we have Best Lighting, that's 5 cm per second, Bakudan, Heroes Island, Kokoho, and Tokyo Taxi. We have the Best Cinematography, we have 5 cm per second, Bakudan, Kokoho, Heroes Island, and Tokyo Taxi. You see, the same movies just get nominated for everything. We have the Best Actress in a Supporting Role, that's Yu Aoi in Tokyo Taxi, that's Mitsuki Takahata, Kokuho, Shinobu Terajima for Kokuho, Misato Morita for Nightflower, she should win this, and Nana Modi for Kokuho. That's 3 nominations for Kokuho for characters that don't even do all that much, because it's also male-centric. Anyway, then we have the Best Male Supporting Actor. We have Jido Sato, Bakudan. He should win this. We have Min Tanaka for Kokuho. We have Hokuto Matsumura for First Kiss. We have Ryusei Yokohama for Kokoho. And we have Ken Watanabe for Kokoho. That's another 3 for Kokoho. That's ridiculous. It's just stupid. What's wrong with you people? We have the Best Lead Actress, Keito Kitagawa in Nightflower, Masami Nagasawa in Dollhouse, Chiko Baisho for Tokyo Taxi. She will win this. If she doesn't win this, what's wrong? Suzu Hirose for Pale View of Hills. The movie is by Kei Ishikawa, who made a man. I just watched that the other day, and it's absolutely fantastic, and more people should talk about it, and we already mentioned it probably here. I'm confused by myself. And we have Takako Matsu for First Kiss. Then we have the Best Male Lead Actor, Satoshi Tsumabuki for Heroes Island, Kyozo Nagatsuka for Tiki, or Tiki Cometh. We have Hokuto Matsumura for 5 cm per second. We have Yuki Yamada for Bakudan and Ryo Yoshizawa for Kokoho. Then we have the Best Script, Eiji Uchida for Nightflower. Good choice. Satoko Okudera for Kokoho. Kaho Fukuda for 366 Days. We have Masahiro Yamauda and Hiroyuki Iyatsu for Bakudan. And we have Yoji Yamada and Yuzo Asahara for Tokyo Taxi. And then we have the Best Director, Eiji Uchida for Nightflower, Keiichi Otomo for Heroes Island, Ayuko Tsukahara for First Kiss, Akira Nagai for Bakudan, and Sang-il Lee for Kokoho. Then we have the Best Animated Movie as category that Kokoho cannot win. That's the Detective Conan, here a one-eyed flashback. Periryu, Guernica of Paradise, 100 Meters, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, Best Movie, Tokyo Taxi, First Kiss, Bakudan, Heroes Island, or Kokuho. I'm pretty sure Kokuho will get almost all that it's nominated for. Tokyo Taxi may get 1 or 2 for acting or something, but Kokuho will just get everything because they just love giving all the prizes to one movie. It's the biggest movie ever, and it's just like ridiculous. It's good, but not that good. So anyway, let's get back to our show here. Anyway, let's get to my favorite actresses of the year. And it's unavoidable. I had to like change my list last minute. It's Moka Kami Shiraishi in Romantic Killer. The fucking Romantic Killer. I'm entertained by myself. Isn't it wonderful? It's so good. It's so much fun. Maybe it's recency bias because I just watched it, and maybe it has a bonus because I didn't expect it to be any good at all. I thought I would waste a good free cinema ticket for a poop movie, and I had so much fun. It was so funny, it was so lovely, it was so cute, it's so good. Watch the freaking Romantic Killer. Number 9. Speaking of Yugo Sakamoto makes better movies than those he likes. Nemuru Baka, Shiori Kubo. Basically, we would have to name both of them because they're both wonderful and great, and it's a great movie. But yeah, I think Shiori Kubo as the secret protagonist in this duo just does such a good job and just has more of a more emotionally challenging role, I would say. While the other one, what was her name? I forgot the name of the actress. Me evil creature. Yuna Taira has more of a silent suffering going on. I mean, she does a great job. Basically, I should put in both. So let's put her in here as well. I did the same with the guys in The Man Who Couldn't Die. So let's put them both in here. But I would say Shiori Kubo did the more nuanced. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're both on the same level. They're both great. Anyway, both amazing. Both number 9. And number 8... Rolf mentioned it, Hana Sugisaki, maybe at least one of the best actresses of her generation, totally deserved to be in here. Meet the World, a fantastic role, channeling her inner Akari Takaishi and doing a great job. Fantastic. Number 7, a movie that we haven't mentioned at all today. Rewrite. Eliza Ikeda. We will mention it later, I promise. There was one of the big surprises suddenly coming up. Next one, this one, She Taught Me Serendipity, a movie that probably most people don't enjoy as much as I did. Another one that just got stuck in my brain forever. And here I would point out not her, but Aoi Ito, who has this, like everybody in this movie has a huge, crazy monologue, but I think hers is the best and the most impressive. And yeah, great performance by Aoi Ito, being just a side character here, but delivering really well. Then number 5, we already mentioned her, Misato Morita in Night Flower. Just great performance as this MMA rough girl who suddenly is confronted with being part of a family, which would mean that she has a lesbian relationship going on because the other adult in that family is also a woman. And absolutely fantastic, great, wonderful performance. Yeah. Number 4. So, yeah. 2 Seasons, 2 Strangers means probably something like Shim Un-gyon. That's at least the Japanese katakana pronunciation, usually closer to the real names than what I could come up with for Korean names. Yeah, absolutely stunning performance in this. I did a video about it, watch it. Great movie, best manga adaptation ever. Can't do any better in that regard. Wonderful performance here as a traveler struggling with being a script writer in a foreign country and therefore having to write in a language that's not your native language. So absolutely wonderful, great, and gorgeous. Gotta love that. And then another great child performance, Renoir. Yui Suzuki, we mentioned the movie before. Yeah, great one. Yeah, I always have to appreciate a good child performance. Before I put in this ranking all the kids from How Dare You who deserve to be in there because they're all fantastic. But yeah, you gotta kick someone out because there was the romantic killer, sorry. Then you might have guessed it, we have Ryo Yamashita from Yukiko, aka absolutely fantastic movie, fantastic performance, such a feel-good thing to do, and give it a try if you can. And number one, you can't choose any other female performance this year. Chieko Baisho in Tokyo Taxi as the lady who takes a taxi and yeah, has to talk about her life. And she's just amazing. Quite funny, quite heartwarming, wonderful, gorgeous. Best part of that movie. Like, it's not in my top 10, but the performance is number one. I can't really compete with that. And now we come to my top 10, and we start the top 10 with a movie that's this low because I didn't rewatch it, and I'm well aware it might end up being the movie that I rewatch the most, and I will be like, what was wrong with me? This should have been number one. That's this one, the one with the autographs of Flame Union. Absolutely fantastic. Mister, I confuse my Uber Eats delivery with my Uber Shoots delivery and get in a lot of trouble. So my daddy comes and takes me home from my job as a professional killer, and my professional killer friend needs to get me out so I can become a professional killer again. And there's a professional killer who's specialized in drop kicks, and there's a lot of silliness and wonderfulness, and Takuya Matsumoto gives a great performance as a yeah, basically an alcoholic loser professional killer who just loves his job and just wants to keep doing it. And it's great. I loved the movie a lot, and like I said, it would probably be higher if I just rewatched it, and I will when it comes out on Blu-ray, and I will watch it until I die, I guess. It's fantastic. And yeah, it's down here because it's a little bit more special interest than some of the others, and basically there was no big surprise. I mean, some of the other movies that come up were like mind-blowing, and this one is like a solid continuation of what they have done before, just building up and getting better. So it's better than the other Kunioka movies, but yeah, it's just more of the goodness done better. Doesn't mean it's bad in any way. It's like 10th best movie of 2025, potentially even higher. Yeah, it will keep me busy mentally for quite some time, and it's amazing. Watch my video about it if you want to know more. Then number 9, another case of maybe I should rewatch it like hell because it's really mind-blowing and mind-boggling and crazy. It's the Junk World. I struggled a lot how high I should put it, but I know I will watch that again, and it's just insanity, complete insanity. And it's amazing, it's fantastic, it's completely mental, and yeah, like I said, mind-blowing and fantastic and great. And I hope we get the third one. The director sadly lost his whole team, and needs to start from scratch to do the third one, and I think he's doing that again, like the first one. There's the second one, like the first one, in his parents' house somewhere in the countryside, and it's just so sad that he just can't continue and do it relatively quickly. I just want to know how this thing continues. It's fantastic. And this is a movie that will truly reward rewatches, because there's so much to discover and so much to see and so much to find. It's just a big, crazy adventure with the most interesting characters I've seen in a long time. And this whole stop motion style is fantastic. It's just an overall fantastic movie. Another case of this could easily be much, much higher if I had rewatched it. This is too big and too heavy. Okay, next one. We just mentioned it. She Taught Me Serendipity by Akiko Oku. A movie that most people don't like as much as I do. I did a video about it where I talked about this idea of realism in movies, and that this movie has nothing to do with realism, and that's what I like about it. It really somehow hit me in a way that other movies don't do. It kept my brain occupied for quite some time, and I just can't really get it out of there without being like, oh my god, I need to watch it again. Like, the whole cast is gorgeous. Of course, Yumi Kawai, I mentioned Aoito, and it's just a very interesting movie. I must watch it again. It made things to me that, like, I mentioned that quite a few times. The situation where you leave the cinema, and for at least some time, until people get really annoying again, you feel differently about the world and how to look at it. And that's what this movie did to me, and that's something I always appreciate and love. And I think, what was the title last year, was a movie like that as well. Oh, here, Worlds Apart was another one like that, where I left the cinema dark. That just did stuff to me, and I mean, look at them. Aren't they lovely? Aren't they cute? And this Osaka bonus being shot at the university here is just a nice extra. Visiting the locations was really nice. So if you're interested in that, I put a lot of pictures in that video so you can see the original locations of this movie. It's really, really lovely. And next one. This one again. Gosh. Joe Odagiri made a movie that chooses its audience, not the audience chooses the movie. It's complete insanity. It's at least as insane as Junk World. It's completely over the top. There's so much crazy stuff going on. It's just ridiculous, stupid humor about a dog, like a police dog, and his handler is the only one who can see that he's actually like perverted middle-aged man. And there's just like the title dog, the Oliver dog, isn't even like the real main character, because there's just so much other insanity going on. We have a completely crazy cast. We have Joe Daigiri, we have Sosuke Ikematsu, we have Kumiko Aso, we have Amane Okayama, we have Masatoshi Nagase, Koichi Sato, Shohei Uno, and so on and so on. Like, crazy. Even Odagiris wife came back to acting for the thing. It's Yukashi. I mean, she's mostly in the TV show, has a short scene, but yeah, it's a crazy cast doing this complete insane movie where everyone involved knows this will just lose money. This is not a movie that makes money, it will lose money. And it's fantastic. More movies like this should exist. And I'm very thankful that it exists. I loved it so much and I really, really want to see it again. And yeah, now we gotta get to one more movie that we need to talk a little bit more in detail, because we have not really mentioned it besides one performance by the lead actress Eliza Ikeda. Yeah, and we're talking about Rewrite by Daigo Matsui. I already mentioned Meet the World, his other 2025 movie. I think his most famous one is Just Remembering, absolutely fantastic. Miss Ikeda is mostly famous for Isle of Dogs and Followers, but yeah, she was in Sadako as well. And besides that, we have Sayu Kubota, who was, for example, in our 30-minute sessions, which was a really cute little movie. And we have Yuki Kuda, who was, for example, in Over the Town, which I liked a lot because, hey, that's another Imaizumi movie. And yeah, this movie is written by Makoto Ueda. This is like the actual star player here, because he's the guy who wrote stuff like Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes or River or Summertime Machine Blues or Night is Short, Walk on Girl. And you might have noticed there's a lot of time stuff going on here. And it's all very fantastic stuff that he wrote. So yeah, what's going on here? It's a take on time traveling. I don't want to spoil too much. I will make a little spoiler section in here, so if you don't like that, you can just skip to the next chapter. But yeah, so basically it's a take on the girl who leapt through time. So in the summer, suddenly a boy appears and he meets a girl and he's like, oh, you know, I'm a time traveler. And then she spends the summer with him, falls in love. And in the end, he tells her that she needs to write a book about the summer so he can read it in the future and feel motivated to do the time travel. And this is all very cute and nice. Like I said, it's all filmed in Onomichi, like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. This book that gets written looks a little bit like the cover for the anime adaptation by Hosoda. And so far it's just a very cute, nice movie that somehow plays with this time travel idea. But why is it actually so good? That's now the problem. We can't talk about the real reason why this is an absolutely fantastic, insanely good movie without spoiling like the middle twist. Yeah, so if you don't want to hear it, just skip to the next chapter and you will not hear it. Just trust me, it's an absolutely amazing movie. And yeah, but the thing is, it's not a time travel movie, or not just a time travel movie, it's a time loop movie. Because suddenly we realize, like in the future, 10 years later, after all this happens, our protagonist is actually a writer, and she has written this book as she was supposed to, but suddenly she gets a phone call from her publisher and they say, you know, someone called us and they want to publish basically the same book, so we're in trouble. And from that on, you can imagine what actually happened in the story. And it's so amazing. It's fantastic. It's so smart. It's a very nice meta take on this whole time travel story. You have some very one-to-one homage shots to the girl who left through time. Like I said, it's all filmed in Onomichi, a wonderful city. I just went there a few years ago, 2 years ago, I think. A beautiful city, gorgeous, wonderful. And it's just such a good movie, which is quite funny in the middle. And then you get a little bit more dramatic near the end. The whole cast is gorgeous. It's a typical school summer movie. I love them all. And just the poster is so bad. I really dislike the poster. It looks like super photoshopped to death, and they're just some people in some kind of library, and it's a little bit weird angle, but I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. The poster is awful, but the movie is absolutely fantastic. You need to watch it. It's one of the biggest surprises that suddenly came up near the end. A few times this year, I heard the title. I knew some people liked it, and it's kind of another Matsui movie. So I had it somehow in my mind. I missed it in the cinema, but okay, I will watch it later. But then it took some time. It was my first movie this year, and a good start for this year's Japanuary. Absolutely fantastic and gorgeous, and you must watch it. Another movie that you must watch, and you will be able to watch in the not so far future, is Transcending Dimensions, my number 5. I'm very sorry, Third Uniforms is not number 1, but it's absolutely fantastic. I loved it so much. I will definitely watch it again, and everybody needs this Blu-ray to experience this absolutely stunning, gorgeous movie. So, and now we have my top 4, and another little detour, because I watched another movie that's quite relevant for 2025, and I thought I should squeeze it in. So before I watched it, I was absolutely emotionally ready that, oh my god, probably I will have to change my top 10 in some way or somehow. Yeah, even though now it's fixed, you're watching it, but I could just be hey, maybe I've got to admit, say, this one should be in the top 10, top 3, whatever. So I went in there and my fixed list, I worked so hard on it. Maybe I've got to redo it and throw everything around and over and because I watched a Chainsaw Man, the movie, the Reza arc by Tatsuya Yoshihara. And just one thing before I start. I'm not completely through with Chainsaw Man. I know the start, so I know the basic characters, I know the premise, I know Denji's story, I know what a sad little boy he is and how hard his life is, and all these things I know. Then I didn't follow the series at all for most of the time, and now I watched the movie, and the hype said this is the greatest thing since chainsaws were invented, and everybody should love it. It has a 4.4 on Letterboxd, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I can take this. I can handle that. My best list, my best movies of the year, my whole list is just untrue, and this is the true number 1, or maybe at least number 3 or something like that. What did I expect? I expected a lot of crazy action. I expected some crazy humor. I expected a big emotional impact. Yeah, knowing, for example, Look Back. I love Look Back, amazing movie by the same writer or manga artist. That's Tatsuki Fujimoto. And I mean, knowing the start of Chainsaw Man, I read the manga, I watched the anime a little bit, and knowing the start, that had enormous impact on me. I was like, wow, this is amazing, this is great. And since everybody freaks out like this is the best movie of the year or whatever, must be one of the highest rated movies of the year, I expected very, very big things from this. I expected it to be like, wow, this is amazing. And I watched it, and I came to the conclusion that like crazy action, silly humor, emotional impact, all these things, there was a movie that actually did everything I expected from this one, including the wow factor. Did it much, much better, way better, much more like unbelievably better. It's a comparison that's so stupid and so silly. It should never happen. But the movie that's actually better than Chainsaw Man in every regard is The Romantic Killer. And it's not a joke. This is seriously a much, much better movie than Chainsaw Man. I liked Chainsaw Man. It was fun. It was good. But after I left it, I mean, first the hype was just too big. It could never reach those highs. But, and I must admit, if I probably knew the whole story, there might be a little bit more like emotional connection to the characters and these things. Okay, cool. But it's not that deep that I don't understand it, and I don't know. Maybe these few guys who got killed in the middle of the movie, maybe they turn up before, I'm not sure. So maybe I would feel more sorry about them. But after I finished the movie, I had so many thoughts how it could be better, or about things that worked out, that the things that were really, really good, because it has really wonderful stuff in it. I forgot about them for quite some time, and I think the movie basically tells you what to think about it in the beginning when Denji has his cinema date, and they just watch like 10 movies or so, and then they're all boring, including that with a lot of fighting and Rambazamba, as we would say in German. And they end up with this art-housey movie where the scenes that where seemingly nothing happens are those that makes them cry and feel something. And it's basically the same in this one. Like, this whole action stuff in the middle doesn't do much for me. There's some cool ideas. This whole design with the enemy is pretty cool. Even I don't like the design that much. I like the ideas that they came up here, like how to use those abilities and how that plays out. That's pretty cool in concept, but the action is just like too all over the place to, like, I don't know. It didn't really make me feel anything. It didn't have any emotional impact. The two fighting characters being basically almost immortal doesn't help. There's no sense of scale or geography or whatever. It's just like stuff happening. It's crazy. It's all over the top, but that's all. And I think every action movie that I had in my best list here has better actions than Chainsaw Man. Like, the action it's well done. It's cool animated. The characters are cool. The characters are fun. There are fun moments. There are cool ideas, but it just doesn't do it for me. The character development was basically cool and fine. I mean, it's a very basic plot. And that's fine. I don't mind the basic plot if it's well executed. And for the most part, it's very well executed. And there are some like cool ideas, some cool visual stuff in there. But I felt like it's too short. It's not enough. Like, the moment we are supposed to really appreciate this blossoming relationship that they have, they already established that, yeah, she's evil. Who would have guessed? in total, it just feels like a Monster of the Week episode of the standard shonen show, and it's well done. It's a well done Monster of the Week standard shonen show, and I can totally see how this might be a big point in his character development, and however the series continues. And I think he's a good enough writer to do that well, but just based on this movie, I'm not very impressed. It's totally fine. I was entertained. But I watched plenty of movies that were much better, including The Romantic Killer. Romantic Killer kills Chainsaw Man. It's just better. Sorry. But at least I've got something for the thumbnail to troll everyone. So I really don't mean this as some kind of a rage bait or a hot take or whatever. No, I really believe that Chainsaw Man, the movie, is good, but not exceptional. And yeah, I will get back to it once I read the manga. I can imagine very well that it works much better in the manga. It's totally possible. But I don't need to change my best list. I wouldn't know where to put it. I would say it's basically the Kokuho of animated movies, in the regard that the hype is just too big, and the result, while having some very good stuff in there, is just a bit too usual. And sorry, it's just like that. And I'm happy for everyone who loves it so much, but it didn't do all that much for me. The shark guy was cool. I like the shark guy. He was really, really fun. And let's get back to the show. This is like all basically impossible to choose, so this could just switch any time, and I guess you might have an idea what movies will come. But let's start with the number 4 that I chose. Doesn't mean it's actually number 4. It could be number 1 as well. Nemuru Baka, another fantastic manga adaptation by Yugo Sakamoto, who plays very well on this aspect of following your dreams and at the same time still having to pay your bills, and being in a band and somehow being together with someone who you might have feelings that you didn't know, maybe like that, and all their issues with guys and all, like, it's just another typical Sakamoto movie while being a manga adaptation. I mean, typical in the sense that you have 2 female protagonists who live together, who have some kind of a relatively close relationship, and who somehow go through life together and helping each other out wherever they can. And it's just wonderful to see this relationship develop and wherever that may lead. And at the same time, you have one who's kind of an artist and one who's like this very grounded, normal person who doesn't really stick out. And it's great. Like, even like these smaller roles are played by very great people. Especially I love Kohei Higuchi, who's most famous for his performance as Momotaro in the Avataro Sentai Don Brothers. Great guy, absolutely fantastic. It's an amazing movie. I now watched it like 2 or 3 times, I think. No more, 4 times maybe, I forgot. Few times, and it's amazing. It's great. It's wonderful. And it just gets better every time. And if you have the chance, please watch it. And my number 3 is a bit of a weird one. I watched it and I had so much fun. It was one of the early movies of the year. I never really touched it from this top spot in my best list. Like most other movies moved a little up and down, this one basically always stayed at the top, and that's The Man Who Couldn't Die, The Man Who Failed to Die, I'm very sorry, which entertained me so much. I had one of the best cinema experiences with this one. Absolutely gorgeous, wonderful, entertaining movie, insanely funny, at least as far as I remember. I need to rewatch it. It's, yeah, my number 3 movie this year. And I hope that Seiji Tanaka, the director, now gets much more chances to direct more. Like his Netflix movie was very good too. It's on the bottom end of this list, but still very good. So yeah, great. I hope there's more to come. And then my number 2, you might have guessed it's somewhere up here. 2 Seasons, 2 Strangers. I talked about it quite a lot already. Like this whole idea of having 2 manga short stories. One as a movie that's being written in the movie that we're watching, and then we watch that movie that's being written, and then as a follow-up we turn into the other short story from the same by the same manga artist. Is absolutely amazing structure. There's so much going on. This gender and nationality switch that he did with the protagonist of the second story, who's in the original manga a Japanese man and a manga author, is now a Korean woman and a movie writer, and it's so amazing. It's so stunning. It's so beautiful to look at. The music is gorgeous. I can't say enough great things about this movie. It's just probably as a movie, maybe the best of the year, if it's not Transcending Dimensions. But there's another criterion. I brought it up when I talked about Flame Union. The only movie that has the potential to be rewatched by me more often than Flame Union, probably, and cause more joy and fun. And it was, again, one of the greatest cinema experiences I had this year, is this one. It's The Gesuidos. One of the other early movies this year, movie by Kenichi Ugana. Absolutely fantastic, crazy, feel-good cinema, Inaka propaganda about a punk band who don't have success and therefore are being told by their label that they should move to the countryside to write some songs. Because if you move to the countryside, you get some money, and then they should just live there, and they completely reinvent themselves and find themselves in the very comfortable countryside, and suddenly they're the greatest music act around, with music by Kyono, who actually is a pretty cool musician, and great ideas. This whole concept, how the songwriting works, is so hilarious and somehow true, and it's just so on point. This whole movie is amazing. You have Takumi Saito as a dog, another great actor as a dog, this time not as a furry dog but as a dog. And when they finish a song, they have these monstrous David Cronenberg cassette tapes that talk to people, and it's just so weird and funny, and probably the most fun I had with any movie this year. Maybe it's not the funniest in the sense that it makes me laugh. I think in that regard I had the most joy with The Man Who Failed to Die. Yeah, it's just so good. I definitely need to rewatch it a million times. And I listen to the soundtrack quite often, and the songs are really good. My 2 favorite soundtracks this year, Nimuru Baka and Gisuidos. Absolutely fantastic, wonderful. I think Mr. Ugana has 3 movies coming out this year. Crazy guy, just keeps on pumping, and I hope that he just gets better. I have to catch up with his older stuff, but this one really kicked him up into the category maybe greatest recent young director. So fantastic. Another thing that I want to mention, just because I forgot, a New Religion finally got released in Japan. The Blu-ray at Saturn Films has been out for quite some time. A very good movie. I watched it again in the cinema. Good experience. I just remembered because I think I saw it around the same time when I watched Visitors by Ugana, which is a very good movie as well. And I think that was the like Asian Film Festival in Osaka, something like that. Anyway, I just remembered that it got released and it's really good and you should watch it. Wonderful movie as well, but not on my 2025 list because it was for me at least a few years ago, like 2 years ago, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's Ugana catapulted himself up to the top level of young directors in Japan. I don't even know if he's that young. Nah, he's kind of like 40. So maybe same generation as Sho Miyake, who made the 2 seasons, 2 Strangers. So not that young, but pretty great, and still feels young as a director. Because he made quite some movies, but like at least from what I noticed, he has been around for a few years. Anyway, his 3 movies that are coming out this year are I Fell in Love with a The Great Director in Brooklyn, then The Curse and Incomplete Chairs. So it all looks quite disturbing and very fun maybe. So anyway, that's it for my best movies of 2025. Gesuidos, fantastic. I think he mentions that some people put it on their top list for 2024. But for me, it's 2025. Got released here in 2025. So fantastic, wonderful. I'm full of love. And yeah, it was a good year, I would say. 23 and 24. Like 23 was this like big stacked year with just all the big directors pumping out their new movies. So you had like complete overload on like new movies by your favorite directors. Then 2024 had all these young newcomers bringing us a beautiful new independent movies, a whole new wave. And 2025, I don't know, was kind of a normal year, I feel. There was nothing that really stuck out in that regard. I didn't feel like there was some wave coming at me. But as far as I know, it was the year where Japan finally got back to the box office heights of the pre-pandemic times. So at least that normalized itself again. I guess Kokuho was a huge part in that. And of course, the newest Demon Slayer movie made way more money than Kokuho ever could. But there was some big stuff this year, some big money makers. But so that's good. But I don't feel like there was any big theme for this year. It was a pretty normal year, but with some very amazing stuff and a lot of joy to find. So Japanese cinema doing quite well, I would say. Some people say, oh, it's all over, it's all doom and gloom. No, it's actually Actually, very good, I think. And that's it from me today. I just talked for like 4 hours straight. Like, you get this in pieces. I basically recorded this in one and just took some breaks. But yeah, it was a good year. I'm very curious to see what 2026 brings us, but I hope a lot of fun and joy, and let's find out in the coming year. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day, and yeah, see you soon with more videos to come. It's still Japanuary. You should watch a lot of Japanese movies. You should always watch a lot of Japanese movies. Like you see, there's so much to talk about. Like I already watch a lot, and Rolf sends me his list, and I'm like, what's that stuff? I never heard of that. There's still so much to find and so much to discover. And yeah, have fun with Japanese movies, please. Please do yourself a favor and put on one right now. Yeah. Bye.